Welcome, everybody. Just gonna fix this a little bit. Bring it in. There we go. How is everybody doing tonight? Nice to see you. We are gonna have all kinds of info tonight. I can't believe how much just in the last couple days it's popped up. Somebody has little info snacks in there. So I am gonna pull this up, and what we're gonna cover is we're going to cover Lori Vallow Daybell. There's some new stuff in that. And also Letecia Stauch, the case for, there's new updates in that. And also Evelyn Boswell. So I have a few little things, a lot of info snacks tonight. So we're going to run through it. And then after we'll have a chit chat. So I'll talk about a case, we'll have a little break and talk, and then we'll have another chat about a different case, have a little chat. Okay, so let's start off with Letecia. Now, you guys probably have already heard, but let's just bring that in here. The new information on the Gannon Stauch case is that someone is in a lot of trouble for prematurely leaking the affidavit. And now you know that the affidavit actually was released on April the 2nd. It was supposed to be released the week after, but it was prematurely leaked. Now, the person who's in charge of doing that, or responsible, I should say, is charged, and she got fired from her job or paid leave. So yesterday, the news absolutely lit up with information about this arresting affidavit for Letecia Stauch. And her name is Cherie Farstveit, and she's not an employee of the district attorney's office or the court system, and she's not associated with the Gannon Stauch case. But she did have login information for the court's online system, and she accessed it before it was sealed. And the senior deputy district attorney, Michael Allen, which we all love, said that she's the one who had login information, doesn't work for the district attorney's office. However, she does live in Brighton, and it is an hour and a half from Colorado Springs, north. So it's north of Denver. Now, when they did a press release with Michael Allen, he said the plan was to give the affidavit to Gannon's family for them to read it and process it and then release it to the public. And so he also said, I'm going to give some quotes so we just get a really good idea. And Michael Allen is amazing, in my opinion. He said, the affidavit in the Gannon Stauch case was sealed for a reason. The reasons included to protect the integrity of the investigation as it contained information known only to law enforcement and persons involved in that investigation. But it was also sealed to respect Gannon's parents and relatives. And he said, it was our plan with the court's full cooperation to present the affidavit to them and answer their questions before they saw it online or in the media. That is a courtesy I'm sure everyone can understand. Unfortunately, Gannon's parents were deprived of that opportunity because someone allegedly decided to leak the affidavit to the public while it was still under a court seal, meaning it was protected. So he also said, by that night, it was already leaked online. That's how I found out about it. I got a call from somebody with the FBI and said the family just called them saying the affidavit is online. We obviously wanted to talk to the family before it was leaked and show them the document and answer their questions. But they were deprived of that opportunity, and that's the worst part of the whole thing. He said it violated respect that they should be shown as victims in this case. And he also said that was very troubling, not what we wanted to happen. He said we obviously wanted to talk to the family, so we talked about that. And then He did say that he's hoping that others would reconsider if they ever, leak confidential information and that we can learn from this. He says, I really do hope that today serves as a cautionary tale for everybody going forward. And he was also talking about, that, in some aspects, he's glad that it wasn't anybody who is involved in the Gannon Stauch case. So, really upsetting. Now, the weird thing is, why would she leak it a week before? I mean, it was only like a week before. April 2nd is when it was leaked. They end up saying then, okay, on the 3rd, they're like, all right, we'll officially make it public, right? But it was supposed to be, I think, like the 10th of April or something like that, like a week later. And I'm just wondering why she did it. What's her motivation to do it? They did say, Michael Allen did say, like, he doesn't think this will harm the case. And he said, I'd be surprised if there are any ramifications as a result of this leak. So now, what else did he say? Oh, he was talking about if it was from the prosecution side, it would result in a case being dismissed, but he's not aware of such fact. So, and she works, like I said, she's from Brighton, Cherie is, and she works at Brighton City's attorney's office. And her court date is actually on July the 6th. And she is charged with official misconduct, which is a misdemeanor that is punishable between 3 months and a year in jail, as well as a fine between $250 to $1,000. And she could not be immediately reached on Tuesday. So she had access to it because she had logins. She was a paralegal and a executive administrative assistant or something like that. So she worked at the district attorney's office, the Brighton City's attorney office. So she had logins and that kind of thing, and she went and leaked it. And it was said in the news article, it said that she leaked it to an online crime page. So it's my understanding she's part of Facebook groups, and it was leaked in one of them. I don't know which one though yet, but yeah. Now, when Michael was talking, he's talking about the preliminary hearing scheduled for June, which is June 5th and the 8th. And he said that will be our first opportunity to present evidence to the judge to show we have enough evidence to go towards trial. So, yeah, there's a lot going on. So I'm not sure. She's in a lot of trouble. I just wonder why a week before, right? That's 7 days. But maybe everybody has a purpose and a motive, and maybe she just really wanted to do that. So yeah, Michael Allen does not foresee it causing an issue. Yeah, he didn't. He said that. He's like, it is what it is, what happened. He says hopefully people learn from it. The biggest takeaway from his press release is basically, listen, this was supposed to be given to the family first. Let them process it. Let them deal with what they need to and answer any questions that they may have, and then give it out. So, it's not very cool. Do you guys have any questions about it? What was leaked? This would be the affidavit for Letecia Stauch that was given out, leaked on April the 2nd. And it was supposed to be done in and around the 10th, a week later. But a woman from Brighton, Colorado, which is an hour and a half north of Colorado Springs, decided to log in and leak this information. So I'm not sure. This would be the arresting affidavit for Letecia Stauch. And yes, Letecia is eligible for the death penalty. From what Michael Allen is saying, it's not off the table. So if you're just joining me, we're talking about Letecia Stauch. We're talking about the affidavit that was released on April 2nd. But what happened was it wasn't officially released. A woman north of Colorado Springs actually went in, logged in, because she's a paralegal. She had access, and she logged in, and she shared this information with a crime group, and now she's in some serious trouble. Well, she's charged with official misconduct, and it is punishable between 3 months and a year in jail, as well as a fine between $250 and $1,000. That sucks. And I did read that she's been working at this Brighton City's attorney's office for since July 2019, so going on almost a year. You know, you make a really good point, CW. You said nobody had a problem putting it all over the YouTube channels when it was leaked. Instead of finding out if Gannon's parents saw it first, it got you views. Well, the thing is, when it was first released, there was a lot of hubbub, and then people were saying, oh, they must have released it early, and then the next day on the 3rd is when they actually officially released it. So there was a lot of confusion. I would agree with this, that there's a lot of confusion with it, and then the very next day they officially did it. So it was a 24-hour thing, but of course they would have had to, because the Landon and Al called the FBI. The FBI called Michael Allen and was like, hey, what's going on, right? So you make a good point, because I wrote that down too in my notes. You know, everybody's clamoring for these info, but at the same time, the way it was released, everybody's not sure. So I agree with you. I don't disagree. Michael Allen said it shouldn't affect the trial. He said he didn't think so. So. Thank you, Estefani, if that's what it is. Yeah, if you are charged between July, because it's July 1st, 2020, that after that, they're abolishing the death penalty. So, but this case is a little complicated. So she was charged. Yeah, that would not be cool about being the last to know. I agree. Strategically released early in an attempt for Letecia's defense to try to say she can't get a fair trial. They did talk about that. There's Michael Allen was talking about them, the defense asking for a different venue. He said he says could happen, but so far nothing. So, okay. So is there any more questions in the Gannon Stauch case? Because then we can move on to Lori Vallow, but I'm totally cool if we want to chat a little bit about this. Gail says, how do you get all your information? I scour and scour and scour for info through news, and then, you know, pretty much that's most of it, and then also court documents. And I piece it together painfully when it's timelines. A lot of hours. Did T have insurance on Gannon? I don't know. However, I did do this in one of my videos where I was really upset because when I went to Letecia's sister-in-law's Facebook page, that same day or that same afternoon that he was missing, she actually put a post, the stepsister, sorry, I don't know if I said sister-in-law, the stepsister, she put a post saying, do you have insurance for your kids, blah, blah, blah. So that was not great. No, she's not pregnant. Who had the other basement bedroom? That would be Harley, Letecia's daughter. I am from Canada, yes. Has there been any inkling of her motive? Well, yeah, there's been some things. I mean, it's showing that she's super unhappy in her marriage. She was already planning on moving based on her searches. Thanks, Cindy. Lots of info snacks tonight. Now, there was a divorce. They had divorce court on the 30th of April. I haven't looked into that as of yet. I was getting all this new stuff, but I will look and see whatever happened with that, and then we'll figure out from there. My microphone, no, it's coming on the 12th, so next week. Takes forever right now for anything to get here. Given her pattern of behavior, it's likely she did hit Harley too. I wouldn't be surprised. I think she's a hard woman to deal with. Clearly. And Harley may have thought, like, here's mom going off again, and I'll just go do what she needs, what she needs me to do, and I wouldn't be surprised. No, the death penalty is not off the table. Michael Allen did say that. Yeah, they had a hearing for divorce on April 30th, but I haven't seen what came from that. I have a calendar of all the all the cases. Oh, Alyssa, welcome. No, El Lenti, I'm going to have to check up more on that. That's great. Okay, recap. If you're just coming in, we're just talking about Letecia Stauch, her case. There was the arresting affidavit for Letecia that was leaked on April 2nd. April 3rd, they officially released it, but the 2nd, it was from a woman who is a paralegal unrelated to the case, not part of the district attorney's office, but she works, and I don't know if she lives up there, but I'm assuming, but from Brighton, Colorado, which is an hour and a half drive from Colorado Springs. It's north, it's just north of Denver. And she's in a lot of trouble. They basically, she logged in and shared this information with a crime group, and from what it says in the news, and she's being charged with official misconduct, and it is punishable between 3 months to a year in jail, as well as a fine between $250 to $1,000. So she's in all kinds of trouble. Robin Payton says she got her coffee mug today. That's awesome. Yeah, they were going to give the affidavit. They were going to do that on April 10th, I think it was. April, in and around there. But it was leaked early. So I don't know why she would leak it a week before. It's not very, it's not very far away, right? Thanks, Kimmy. Yeah, who knows? Harley probably went through some swings with her mom. I'm sure, And the paralegal would have known, like, that's a no-no. So I don't know if it was worth it. And she's on leave, so. Yes, Jessica, please do send me that. That'd be great. Okay, so. Yes, so Donald Duck says currently going to school to become a paralegal, and she actually faces the problem of losing her license. Yeah, she's in a whole lot of hot water, that's for sure. She's 53 years old, this woman, and not a good fence to be on with the I shouldn't say the fame, but you know what I mean. Not a good fence to be on. So Letecia's next court date is June 5th and 8th. And hopefully that won't be changed, but according to Michael Allen yesterday, it's still a go for that date. So okay, let's just look this up because apparently Donna sent me an email as to who it was leaked to. So this is wonderful. Let's just take a look. Oh. Apparently it was leaked to True Crime Daily. Just reading, just please hold. All right, well, I'm going to keep reading. So I don't know, that's apparently what it was. So all right, well, that's that. So I covered the court, I covered what's going on there, the new info snacks. Other than that, we're waiting for June 5th and 8th. And I think it's awesome that Michael Allen is he's going for I have full faith in that guy. I'm very, very excited about that. All right. All right, so are you guys ready to go to Lori, or do you want to discuss more of Gannon? Social Paragon says, Linda, we want to produce a video about you. Interesting. Email me, itsacrimeandashame@gmail.com. Welcome. And if you guys are seeing the little green thingy-majiggies pop up, I just launched a membership a couple weeks ago, and that's what you're seeing on the screen. And there's different varying memberships from $2 and up. I kept it very, very affordable. So if you're wondering what that is. I don't know if she got paid for leaking that information. We really didn't know. I know, Gannon, we've been working in our memberships, we've been working a little bit on Gannon. And yeah, and just a couple little things. I do some deep dives on the top level, so. All right. We love you, Gannon, but we're going to go move on now. You guys found some of the new emojis. Where's Eduardo and where's the kids? Okay, so welcome, Laura. I'm happy to have you aboard. Yeah, if you look in the description, I think I put it in the description below. You should be able to see there's a little join button. I'll just put it in here for you. And then you can also, there'll be a little video and it'll explain it. There you go. All right. Oh yeah, before I get into Lori, I have to say this. Yes, me and Stephanie Harlow actually were on the phone last week, and we had a phone conversation on the Gannon Stauch about this Gannon Stauch case and so much more for legit 3 hours. It was awesome, and we think a lot alike. Alyssa says, "Can you do a deep dive on Lori's childhood?" I could try. It depends on how much I can get, like how much information. Rachel says, "You do great work. Hope you enjoy your new microphone when it comes." Thank you so much. It should be next week. I'm very excited. I need a new one. I found out I share a birthday with Gannon. Cool, Kelly. I share a birthday with Landon. Okay, let's get into Lori and then we'll start chit-chatting about her. Okay, so there is a couple things going on with this. Now, there is a 48 hours special. It's called 48 hours, is how I should word it. And that is on Saturday, what is that date today, this weekend? The 9th. And it's on 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I guess that'd be 7 p.m. Pacific. And there was a short 3-minute preview of it. And it was really interesting, even just in these 3 minutes, because it has Lori's mom, Janice, on it, and Lori's sister, Summer. And they said, well, Lori would never harm her children, right? And this is on CBS News, so make sure that you PVR it and make sure you watch it, or you come here and I'll give you the recap on Sunday. Now, this is what Janice said. She's invested her whole life in those children, so we know there's another whole side to this, but we don't know what it is. And Summer says, I have to see my family slaughtered on the news every day. This mob mentality of calling for Lori to be just hung in a public square basically is what it feels like. And Janice says, that when it comes to JJ, that she said that she talked to JJ. It's not true. She said she talked to JJ on October 1st, and she said that she talked to him and he was healthy and happy. Janice is Lori's mom, Janice Cox. And so the Rexburg, then she says, he just takes the phone, and he knows who we are, and she's giggling. And the Rexburg police actually declined to comment regarding the claim that she talked to JJ on the phone. But they showed, Janice showed the phone bill of the conversation, and it was for 97 minutes long. Now, I find this very fascinating because September 23rd is when JJ was last seen at his school. And so she's saying, though, she talked to JJ on October 1st, which make it a week later, right? Now, the reporter, the guy interviewing her says, did she ever express resentment for her children? And both of them started laughing and said no. And they said no and just laughed. Never. And the reporter says, well, the kids aren't dead. Where could they be? And they both said, that's a great question. And then Summer says, she can't tell us. She's in jail. Everything is recorded. She can't discuss anything about the case. And she says, and I'm positive beyond any doubt that she hasn't harmed those kids. Now, here's the thing. I can't say too much, I guess, because we didn't see the whole thing. This is just a 3-minute snippet. But I will say this. Lori didn't go to jail since September 23rd. She went to jail in 2020, and I think it was in February, right? So, yeah, she can't tell you now, but what about the last, 6 other months before that? So what about before she was in jail, right? So let's see what that's going to be And if you're just joining me, we're talking about Vallow Daybell, and we're talking about how there's a special this Saturday on 48 Hours that has Lori's mother, Janice Cox, and Lori's sister, Summer Shiflett, that they were being interviewed. So, should be very, very interesting. Now, what I find interesting too is there has been sweet tweet about these guys, the family, at all this whole entire time. We see Larry and Kay Woodcock coming out. Where are the kids? Where are the kids? Where are the kids? But we haven't seen Lori's side of the family really talking at all, right? And until now. So all this is happening. I mean, we have, Lori and Summer. It's interesting. They actually have similar demeanors to Lori, in my opinion. And that's the loaded questions, right? Like, okay, so where's the kids then? I mean, what did she say in the very beginning? She said, where is it? Yeah, she's invested her whole life in those children, so we know there's another whole side to this, but we don't know what it is. Well, I'd like to know how close of a relationship she's had with her mom, like Lori's had with Janice and with Summer. Because the interesting thing in all of this, from what I'm seeing, is everybody has the same kind of attitude, right? Like you see Melanie Pulowski going, no, I didn't see the kids. Like, I moved there and I don't know where they are. And then you have Lori running off to Hawaii and not taking care of the children. All of a sudden they're missing and she's acting like no big deal. And then you also have now you have Summer and you have Janice doing the same kind of, they have the same similar demeanor, kind of like, well, what time is it? Ready for, you ready for dinner? You want a little appy? Like that kind of, would you guys agree? Do you guys agree? It's kind of like that, like, like no big deal. And the only people that you see that not from is that outside of that inner circle. You see Brandon Boudreau very, very, very concerned. And then you have Larry and Kay Woodcock very concerned. You even have Colby to the point where like, what's going on? I don't get it. He's like, my mom didn't tell me where she was moving to. Like, where's the kids? I don't get it. I've had enough of her. And then you have, Alex is gone. And then you have Chad, same thing. La, 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 la. And now you have Ian Pulowski, and I just did this video. I don't know if you've seen it or not. I just did the video on Melanie and Brandon and Ian. And in the beginning, Ian's going, whoa, wait a minute. This is really concerning. He's talking to his ex-wife. He's wearing a wire and he's super concerned, except the Dateline special last week. He's like, wait, like everybody, I'm starting to see Melanie's perspective and everybody's just like, this is a whole lot of hype from what it actually is. Really, Ian? What is it actually then? You tell us what it actually is, right? So the only people who are laxy-daisy right now are the little inner circle of Lori. Now, speaking of her, this is funny because I should say it's not funny, it's kind of scary, but it's funny in a way too. Because apparently Lori can teleport. So if she can teleport, I wonder where she goes while she's in jail. And apparently, by being a god, you don't need to eat and you don't need to sleep or drink. So if that's the case, why don't we test your theory if you're actually really a god? Thank you, Aunt Cynthia. Right? Let's test out if you're really a god. How long can you go? No food? No drink? Where are you teleporting tonight? So, and they can't be pregnant either, having babies or something like that. Garnet of January says, I want to teleport. We all do. I would like to teleport to Aruba or Bora Bora. That would be nice right about now. So I would though, wouldn't you guys? I'd be like, okay, You can teleport. You don't need to eat. Let's test that out. Show me you're a god. Show me. Yeah, she feels like she is a god and she's there to gather people for the second coming of Christ in July the 22nd, I believe it is. July 22nd, 2020. And yeah, that's what she wants to do. So now, Alex, let's talk about him for a minute. Alex actually, now that you guys all know he's dead. I'm sure you do, if you've been following this. His autopsy is actually going to be available next week. So this is awesome. We really want it to come because hopefully we'll get that and then we'll get Tammy's and then we'll start ripping that apart. Cassie says, loved you on Crime Talk, Linda. Oh, thank you so much. Did you guys catch that on Scott's channel on Crime Talk? I was interviewed on there. That was really fun. Really fun. He's gonna be on my channel as well. Yeah, their doomsday for Lori is July 22nd. I think it's 20th or 22nd. I can't remember now. Yeah, it does say on Alex's obituary, it says he's cremated, but they did an expanded toxicology like right from the get-go, so. Teleports to the nearest McDonald's. You guys. Yeah, that is right around the corner. So I saw for the first time, okay, when she was in court and her bail was denied, because it was denied again just this last week, right? I actually saw, even though she has a mask, you can see it in her eyes, like she was like, oh shoot, I'm not going to be able to get out of here. Because could you imagine what she's planning? And she only has what? Well, we're in May, June, July, August, or so June, July is 2 months, right, before the second coming. Yeah, Chad is back in the house. Yeah. And so hopefully we get Tammy's, oh my goodness, there's another info snack on this. Get this. Brandon Boudreaux, I found this out today. There is a defamation lawsuit. Brandon Boudreaux's attorneys have filed a complaint against his ex-wife's lawyers, Robert Jarvis and Garrett Smith, their wives, which their names are unknown, as well as black and white partnerships and corporations. So now he's going, hey, like, this is not cool what these guys have said. And yeah, he's doing a defamation suit. So thank you, Karen. Ellie says, why isn't Tammy available already? Doesn't like a quick testing thing. No, Tammy, because Tammy was deceased for 2 months when they exhumed her body. They're saying it's a long time, like it's a long process, and they have to try and get what they can because of decomposing and that kind of thing. Is Zulema conjuring more earthquakes? Why don't we know more about this fruitcake? She's an intricate part of the cult. I'm going to deep dive more into her. Apparently, she's said to control the elements. So I kind of wanted to know about that. Tot says, sending Lori cupcakes. Can we send Lori? Do you guys like I made a little emoji which says, where's the kids from the cupcakes? Yeah, Karina says, apparently she muttered under breath, what a waste of money. I think that was in the time before when she went. So. And did you guys read and hear about, well, I did a little snippet of it, of Chad's rating system on Lori's family. I'm doing another little deep dive in it. I'm just piecing it together, but of course I want a little bit more. Yes, that's a pic of, Gannon right there. I have Gannon, Heidi Broussard, Evelyn, and Tylee, and JJ. And at the bottom, Faye's down there too. So, question. Let's talk about the current findings about Lori's third husband, who is dead, and how the FBI interviewed the sister and are questioning the life insurance. Yes, they are now looking into, well, they've been looking into the death of Joseph Ryan. Joseph Ryan died April the 3rd, 2018 from an apparent heart attack. And they contacted Lori because she was next of kin on paper, and but she didn't tell Joe's family members for like 5 weeks that he was even gone. She's like the world's better off without Joseph Ryan. I think Zulema was asked to kill Alex by Lori. Lori is said to have called to ask Zulema to check on Alex. Yes, so okay, so Lori, first off, Melanie said on her Dateline episode or special, she said that she talked to Alex every other day because they all got married in Las Vegas on the end of November. And then Alex moves back to Arizona. And then Melanie says, yeah, I talked to my uncle every other day. He said he's out of breath or not, like he wasn't, he had a hard time breathing. So supposedly Lori calls Zulema and says, I'm worried about Alex, or can you check on him? Zulema calls Joseph. Joseph finds him laying on the ground. That's the stepson. He makes the 911 call, but he calls Alex, his mom's boyfriend, even though they just got married 12 days earlier, 13, something like that, 12 or 13 days earlier. And he also doesn't know Alex's last name. Now, Alex actually took on Zulema's last name of Pestanes. So it is screwed up. Now, one thing to note in the Dateline episode, and I did talk about this in my last video, is Melanie was saying, well, you know, we're just doing our thing here. Like, we're really not in a cult. There's no thing about everybody getting married at the same time. Like, oh no? Melanie met her husband 2 weeks before they got married. I'd like to know actually who proposed to who. I'd like to know that. Because in the middle of November, in and around there, she gets divorced officially from Brandon Boudreaux. She goes on an app called Mutual, and then she meets Ian, and 2 weeks later, they're married. And it just so happens she goes and gets married in Vegas the same night, within hours apart. So it looks like 2 different days, but it's actually a couple hours apart from Uncle Alex and Zulema. So, and Lori got married a couple weeks before that on November 5th in Hawaii. So, it's ridiculous. And so the other thing is, like, did Melanie's kids must not even have met Ian. And so isn't that weird? Like, hey, children, mommy got married. This is your new daddy. Like, what? Like, it's ridiculous. And apparently they were in Vegas for preparing earthquakes or something like that. I've been digging and I've been trying to find some more information. And when you think about it, okay, so Alex and Zulema's marriage is very quick. Like, well, it's 8 minutes, but how long is a Vegas, marriage anyways? Like, I don't know how long it actually, there might be some people in here who can answer how long is an actual Vegas, ceremony, right? Theirs is 8 minutes, but they said it was very businesslike. So you're going, what does preparing earthquakes mean? Yeah, they're saying that they predicted, or there's some sort of premonition or prediction that there was going to be an earthquake in Salt Lake City, which there was in March. I think it was March. Oh, 30 minutes. Okay, theirs were 8 minutes long. I'm not sure about Melanie's, but Alex and Zulema's was 8 minutes long. So, yeah, it's crazy. And so, here's the other thing. Oh, there we go. Garnet of January says, yeah, our Vegas ceremony was 45 minutes at the Little Whitechapel. Wasn't that the one where, which one did she go in? Wasn't that the one? Help me out here. Let me see. Lucky Little Chapel they got married in. So when you think of it, you have Tammy Daybell dying, Chad's wife, and 2 weeks later, he marries. 2 weeks later, he marries Laurie, right? Then you have Brandon Boudreau officially divorcing Melanie, and 2 weeks later, she marries Ian. Zelda, Idaho 2019 Benadryl overdose. Interesting. Thank you. Yeah, Alex and Zulema were married at the Chapel of Love. Yes. But I wonder how she controls the elements. I'd like to know a little bit more. Did Alex Cox have an insurance policy? This is the loaded question. I would love to know. I'd love to know if he had an insurance policy. I would also love to know who had the insurance policy on him. Now let's talk a little bit about the family scale, okay? People going light, people light, people going dark. It's crazy. Oh, somebody was saying something about Benadryl overdose. Maybe that's the guesstimate, like what's happened. Chad is very, like, the more you start digging, the more you start ripping these apart, Chad doesn't look so innocent. And neither does Melanie, neither does Alex, neither does Lori. It's all starting to come together. The beautiful part is that they do have digital footprints, so to speak. There's emails, there's phone calls, there's video of the storage unit. There's these little bits, right? Yeah, KT says she is LDS and the dark and light spirit crap is not in our doctrine. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, a lot of people have emailed me and said, Linda, it's not part of the Latter-day Saints religion. They're far left. I don't know what to call it. Like, they're just in left field. So, Tylee's birthday's actually September 24th, and she'll be 18 this September. And that her birthday was one day after that JJ was last seen. But JJ's birthday is this month. His birthday's on the 25th, and he'll be 8 years old. And his grandparents are like I hope that we'll know something, and they just don't want to go another year, you know? Tessa says, I've been LDS my whole life, and none of Lori and Chad's garbage make any sense and is nothing I've read or read. I think the thing for them is they take, part of the way they grow up. They were growing up in this religion, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know what? Let's make it all our own. Let's do a family chart and we'll rate light and dark because Lori's telling me a bunch of crap. And I'm going to just rate them, and then whoever that is, and whenever they go dark, then we just either kill them off or we justify it because we're doing God's work. And yeah, this will be great because now we're going to get caught. Now, thank God for Kay and Larry, because had it not been for them to actually call in, and actually Case was sleuthing and found the information of where Lori's was living, because Lori lied about where she was moving to, Melanie lied about where she was moving to, but Kay catches wind because Lori uses Charles's credit card, and Kay remembers the passwords or whatnot. She gets into his email, finds this Amazon receipt of them buying wedding rings like 17 days before Tammy even dies, right? And had she not found that, where would we be right now? Lori might have gotten away with a whole lot more than she's actually, than she has, right? Yeah, how do you not let it slip that the kids are at least okay? I don't know. Like, this is the thing. I feel like in some aspects, I've said this right from the beginning, I feel like a part of me is like, she's smirking like, I know what I know and you guys don't know, blah, 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 that kind of thing. And that makes me think maybe she's just hiding them and throwing a fit at Larry and Kay until they, whatever it is. Because Lori is vindictive. We've seen it over and over and over. That's a fact. She's vindictive. So, but at the same time, when you see this zombie chart, it's disconcerting. It's very disconcerting. And the people that are going missing or dying especially are dark. She said, Charles, you're now Ned Schneider. And it's said that Tammy was going dark and Alex was faithful, but all, like to God, and whatever, was his mission is his mission. So, well, what does that mean for Melanie? Let's talk about that. Melanie is saying, like, first off, all these guys moved together, right? They moved together to Rexburg. Let me ask you this. If you had an aunt call you up, right? You have an aunt and a brother who's like, we're moving to Rexburg. We're going to do that right now. Right? Like, are you going to be like, yeah, okay. Sure, I'll just round everybody up and we'll just go at the same time, at the same complex. And your niece is going to live beside you, and your brother is going to live on the opposite. Like, what? Thanks, Alyssa, right? I mean, then they're like, okay, Melanie, you got to divorce him because he's not good. He has $1 million policy. Brandon has $1 million policy. So the easiest way is just get rid of him. Like, what? There's a pattern here. Lori gets rid of Charles. She was supposed to get $1 million. That backfired on her, right? And then, oops, that doesn't work. But thankfully, Alex said it was self-defense, so everybody gets off on that. And then you move to Rexburg. Now the kids are missing, or they're moved somewhere, or worse, if they've gone dark. And then you have Melanie, who divorced her husband. Then you also have Ian, who divorced his wife, even though I don't know if they actually knew each other before. They're saying they met on the Mutual app. And Zulema is friends with Lori. Lori's raved about her for a long time. So I'm not sure why all of a sudden, but Lori and I just about said Lori and Alex get together. Well, that's been mentioned a few times on my channel. Not from me. A lot of people are saying, I don't know about that, that relationship. But you have them get together and they all get married at once. And this is right after the 27th. The 26th was the welfare check. The 27th, FBI comes and raids everybody. And they're like, well, we better split and we're going to go get married. And Melanie says, well, I don't think my aunt was planning on just like running away. I think she was planning to go to Hawaii. Well, maybe, but don't play dumb. If she's legit, be like, well, I got to Rexburg. I didn't see my cousins. Like, I don't know. I don't know where they are. Come on. You're going to get married in Vegas and you're with your Uncle Alex. And I think Lori was there potentially. I'll do another video on that. Why? Okay, so aren't you going to be like, where's your children? Like, why all of a sudden you're a wild horse roaming free, right? Thanks, Sally J. You love my deep dives. Thank you. Right? Like, it's ridiculous. And that's the tough things about editing, right? In the Dateline special. You only get this little snippet. You're like, no, just ask more questions. Like, tell us, what's the other questions? I want to know, you know? You just have this little clip. And Chad, okay, let's go back to Chad. Chad is said to his parents that Lori's an empty nester, and also said to his family that she has no minor children. Okay, well, you also just did a chart the year before about Lori's children, so, And you also told the police officers when they did the raid, or when they did the welfare check, that you saw JJ in apartment 107. So which is it then? You do know about the kids, or you don't know about the kids? What is it? And I've said this before. Lori's sitting in jail. She can't say anything. But Chad, you could do the right thing. Chad is a grandfather. He has 3 grandchildren. And he has 5 children. And they're watching the other families go through torture. But you're a god, so it's okay. You know, God's, you know, you're a god. You can do whatever you want. Look at all these emojis. Where's the kids? I love it. We should give them more cupcakes. Okay, so Real with Robo says 107. I thought they were in 147. Lori lived in apartment 175. Melanie lived in 174. Alex's apartment was 107. So why would JJ be in 107 by himself? Could Chad have thought JJ was Alex's child? I doubt it because of the chart, right? He made a chart. Did I put it on this one? Let's see. Okay, everybody cover your ears because I'm going to swallow. Hang on. No getting upset. Yeah, was Alex a truck driver? I did hear he was. I don't know if he still was at that point or what happened, but I mean, all these guys don't have jobs. What's going on? How are you paying for all this stuff? Oh, wait, you got life insurance. Chad got life insurance for Tammy Daybell, $430,000. He also, right before she died, upped her one of her policies substantially. Chad knew about her children but didn't want them interfering with their work. Well, you remember too, they had a seven things to do together, and one of them was, what was it? Deciphering, translating some sort of book. Remember that? Do you guys remember? Chad's kids insult Tammy on Facebook? I didn't know that. Who took their wedding photos? Did they hire a photographer? Yes. He's also on the witness list. So he's part on there. Now, something I found interesting was Joseph Ryan and Lori actually got married in Kauai, as well as Chad and Lori. And Lori lived quite some time in Kauai as well, and they started a little juice bar, her and Charles, and it failed, I guess. Alyssa says, I feel like just by Lori buying her wedding ring and Chad upping the life insurance should be enough to charge them with murder. Well, they are actually being investigated for conspiracy of murder, murder, and attempted murder. So let's find out what this is all about. I'd actually like to know on that chart that Charles made, what was a conversation before that? Like, hey, Chad, I love your work. Can you just rate my family? And here's all the people I want rated. And then just tell me if they're light and dark, and then we'll go from there. Like, what is that, you know? Listen, Linda, did they have what was in the storage unit on video? If so, what was it, and was it significant? They did have some things in there that was important. They saw Alex come in and out, and Chad and Lori back and forth, and gun cases, the back seat of a vehicle, tire, and they are, well, Nate Eaton was saying this could be the back tire and the back seat from the Jeep, and the Jeep was used to make an attempt on Brandon Boudreau's life. So they had that. Then there was a lot of the kids' stuff. Now, one of the interesting things, as I put in the video, is the kids' stuff. October 1st, Lori rents the storage unit. October 2nd is when Brandon Boudreau had an attempt made on his life. And then that same day, Lori ordered all the rings. And then on the 9th, that's when there was an attempted shooting at Tammy Daybell, and then 10 days later, she died. But the thing is Melanie moved October to Rexburg. And I just wondered, with all the bikes and stuff they're putting in storage, if Lori was actually lying to Melanie, saying like, you know, oh, the kids, they're just blah, 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 and not saying about the storage unit. So yeah, if you guys are just, I noticed a couple people were talking about JJ. So I did say that earlier. If you're, we're just recapping that Lori's mom, Janice, she and her other daughter, Summer, which is Lori's sister, are going to be on a special this Saturday evening on 48 Hours. And they are talking about Lori. And Janice said that she talked to JJ on October 1st. Even though he went missing on September 23rd, she produced a phone record of 97 minutes. But we don't know anything else other than that little snippet. That was only a 3-minute snippet, and it's going to be a 48-hour special on Saturday night. So make sure you guys set it. It's 10 p.m. Central Time. No, sorry, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard, and then it would be 7 p.m. my guess would be Pacific. So yes, the kids' IDs were in Hawaii with her in her rental vehicle. Thanks, Cool Cat. It's going to be on a TV channel. It could be maybe online. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. The Dateline last Friday. No, you know the thing is, I did a recap on it in a video. And so if you absolutely can't find it, just check that out. I'm not able, a lot of Canadians can't get access to it. Maybe now they do. I can't even download the app. A lot of people can download the app. Americans, I think even Europe can't get it. So yeah, Canadian problems, we can't. Yeah. So I actually recorded it and then watched it, and then I did a recap on it, especially for the ones that can't access it. So yes, Lori's mom talked to JJ on October 1st, allegedly. The same day Lori rented the storage unit, correct? Love Russell says, this has been going on long enough. When you were on Scott's channel the other day, what did he have to say? What was his opinion where the kids are and why the authorities have not? He didn't really say a lot, but I think once I get him on my channel, I think what I'm going to do is do a group like opinion, or sorry, a group question. Like you guys can give me a bunch of questions and then I'll pick and ask Scott. I think that would be great because we could do that. Melanie wanted to go to Idaho. So Thrifty Reseller says, Melanie wanted to go to Idaho so badly that she ditched her 4 kids. That's so messed up. She didn't even show up to court. She was supposed to show up to court for custody issues, and she didn't show up. So I don't know what happened at that point or what was going on, but she did not show up. And Melanie also got arrested because she went with Uncle Alex to go find her 4 children. So fair enough if this is what happened. I mean, she wanted to know where her kids are. But she went to American Fork, Utah, to Brandon's parents' house and went to go find the kids. And they said, like, get away, you're not welcome here. She came back at 10 p.m. at night. I think it was 2 days later at 10 p.m. And then she went into the garage of Brandon's parents' house. And he's like, get out of here. Like, you're not to be here. And they called the cops, and the cops said, you're getting arrested. So Queen of Swords says, love your super thorough and clear presentation of info in all your videos, Linda. Thank you so much. I do try my best. Hopefully, as time goes on, I've only been doing this for 4.5 months. So as time goes on, I'll get better at my videos, and little by little things get better. Just like my background, getting a microphone coming pretty quick. One quick thing before we go back to Lori or Letecia chat. Thank you, Jenna Brielle. Is a little bit of Evelyn. I just saw this tonight. I do want to get this in because a lot of you do talk or do ask me about little Evelyn, and they had this on hold for the longest time because of the virus. But Evelyn, there is now a person of interest in the Evelyn Boswell case. So they have not named who this person was or is, but they have announced that there is a person of interest in the Evelyn Boswell case. So this is one step in the right direction. Hopefully we'll find out more, but that was the newest news. Like today has been like, whew, lots of stuff. So yes, Jarl Borg says, is it Jarl or Jarl? Anyways, is there an autopsy being done on Alex? Yes, it should be next week. Rose, those special emojis are part of the membership group. If you go to youtube.com/itsAcrime/join, it has like a little video to explain it. There's different tiers to the membership, and it's as low as $2, and then it goes up from there. And then that's how they get it. You'll see like the little green things that people joined as a member, and so you get extra perks. So for $2, you're getting emojis, you're getting polls, and then it goes from there. And right up to the top where we do deep dives and we start really digging into things. So hopefully with Alex's autopsy next week, we're going to be able to soon get Tammy's, and then hopefully they find something on it because it's so weird. Newton DKC says, Brandon mentioned men, women, children dropping off like flies. Any other deaths actually tied to this cult? And did Chad happen to send any points charts before? And good question. We don't know. Gannon's funeral, Tammy, is actually pushed back because of COVID. Laura says, going to sleep with one eye open if hubby brings up upping my life insurance. Yes, Gumshoe Graham, exactly. In the interview, Lori's mom said she hasn't been able to ask Lori where the children are because of the jail. What happened to the 4 months before? That was Summer. Summer was saying that she's like, well, we haven't been able to talk to her. She can't talk about the case. Well, yeah, she could before. And what about all those months before, right? Diane C says, I've always been wondering why Lori just won't give up the kids. My feeling is that they're no longer on God's green earth. That's why she is so tight-lipped. I don't know. I teeter. Some days I think, yeah, maybe that's why they're smirking. She's just like, yeah, I know where they are and whatever. And then the other bits, like, maybe not. Yeah, is Mr. Linda the Mr. Linda? Yes, he is. Yeah, Scott's going to come on here. I think that's great. What I'll do is in my community tab, I'll post something so that you guys can give the questions that you would love to ask Scott, and then we could be able to do something like that and dig deeper in that. Yeah, see, exactly. I'm a grandmother and I darn well know where my grandkids are. Exactly. That's what Nate Eaton said. Like, I know where my kids are at all time. How do you not know? So yeah, if you guys are also just joining, you missed it. I was saying Brandon actually has a defamation suit going on now too, and he's suing Melanie's lawyers. Thank you, Texas Angel. She says Texas Angel says the best true crime channel with no drama. Thank you. I'd like to have it that way. I love my community. Love them. You guys are awesome and you're very smart. Very smart. Yeah, could she want to keep the location of the kids in her back pocket for a potential plea deal? I don't know. You know what? I was watching, I gotta remember what case it was. It wasn't a super popular case and it was years ago, but it made me think of this. Because it mentioned in there that there was enough publicity that they were actually able to recruit people in their cult. So it made me think that maybe the reason why Lori's keeping quiet is because they're gathering the people who want to follow Lori and Chad, and they're gathering all these people faster than they could if they didn't, and maybe that's why they're quiet. That's just a thought. I'm not saying I'm confirmed on that or married to that idea, but I thought, what if they're actually keeping that to themselves because they're recruiting people? And maybe, right? Because they're getting publicity and Chad's not in jail, he gets to keep going on that. So I don't know. You don't understand about the recruiting. I was just saying there was a news report or something I was reading on. and I'll have to find it, but it was talking about cults. And they were so happy that they were in the news because they said, believe it or not, it actually helped them recruit more. So they were happy. So I was thinking, okay, if we relate that to Lori and her being in jail and her being quiet, they only have this much time left, right? They have May, they have June, and then July's here when the second coming of Christ is. And so, according to Lori. And so now you have them going, wow, we're global. People are, most people aren't pro-Lori, but there's people who are like, you know what? We need to let Lori out. She's innocent in all this, right? So could it be that they're actually recruiting people from this? Because there's going to be some people. I mean, look at Letecia Stauch. There was people who were rooting for her. There possibly still could be. They even wanted to take the blue lights that are supporting Gannon, take them out and put pink lights for Letecia. So it could be something where, okay, Chad, we're going to keep quiet, or Chad saying, Lori, we'll keep quiet. This is working. We're gathering all these people. They're coming in droves or whatever. And, could be, right? Welcome, Birdman, to the membership. Almost been a month already since I started it. Feels like we just started. It's awesome. As soon as Letecia gave that TV interview where she was telling people that they were going to have to apologize to her instead of pleading for Gannon's return, I knew she was guilty. Yeah, I think everybody, I was saying this even on Scott Reich's channel on Crime Talk when it was being interviewed. Like after that, when we all saw the back of her head, we're like, you know what? She's taken a page out of somebody else's book in Colorado that's a high-profile case. And she's thinking, you know what? I'm just going to turn around so nobody can see the back of my head. And then, got to rush to Florida. Like, she's ridiculous. So, Amber says, everything they have done has been pretty calculated, so I think she's in jail for a reason. And do we know about how she's doing in jail? Is she recruiting in jail? Well, the thing is I heard from quite a few sources that, okay, Chad's daughter, Emma, her husband is working at the jail of where Lori is. So I just don't know what's going on. Maybe Lori is recruiting in jail. She can teleport, apparently, and apparently she doesn't have to eat or drink. Yeah, if you're having issues, if you want to upgrade, that's totally cool. Just send me an email and then I'll give you the directions. It'll help you. Can I do a deep dive on Julie Rose? She said she predicted the earthquake too. Yeah, I can probably do that. Yeah, I could probably do that and find out more. The thing is too, we can't send her cupcakes or cookies, but we could send papers that are colored with Where Are the Children. We could send Chad cupcakes. Really, Emma is the one insulting Tammy on Facebook. Wow. Emma's the one that she was sticking out her tongue when there was a reporter in front of Chad's house. And she was actually, she was seen like behind going, like this. And that's kind of surprising. So, oh, you don't understand the cupcake joke. Okay. In Rexburg, Idaho, there was a bakery, and a baker made cupcakes that were orange and white, like Lori's jail stripes, that said, "Where's the kids?" And that's the ongoing question, right? Where's the kids? There was even in Hawaii, they had big posters that said, "Where's the kids?" So this woman went in the Rexburg bakery and she actually made these. So now I have a little emoji that I created for my members that said, "Where's the kids?" Natasha says, fracking is probably causing those earthquakes in Idaho. Yeah. Lots of issues with that. A lot of people say with fracking. Birdman says, what, the earthquake in Utah a month ago? I'm in Spokane and we had the same time and I thought my apartment building was going to come down. Scared my birds. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, there you go. You guys have the cupcake emojis. What do I think about her lawyer representing Chad as well? That's interesting, isn't it? I don't know, like, where they're going with that. I mean, Mark Means seems like he's a little over his head on this. Audrey Jensen says, I went on Amazon and gave 1-star reviews on his books. I think there's some for $3 too to buy them, isn't there? Jules says, is there going to be any chat about anything besides Lori Vallow? The amount of false information being thrown around is nuts. Well, tonight what I talked about is, this is facts. Brandon has a defamation suit against against Melanie's lawyers. That is new. There's going to be a 48-hour, there's a TV special called 48 Hours that's going to have Lori's mom and her sister on it. So that is new. And Alex's autopsy is due next week. Now, we also talked about Evelyn, and they found a, what's the word? I'm trying to find out what the word is. A person of interest. Thank you. That's it. They found a person of interest, but they didn't name him. And they have been saying that everything's on hold because of COVID, so they can't, really do anything. But now, tonight, they said they have found a person of interest, but they just haven't said who it was. And then we also talked about Letecia Stauch, and there is a woman who's an hour and a half away from Colorado Springs, north of Colorado Springs and north of Denver. And she's in a lot of trouble because she's the one who leaked the affidavit a week early, only a week. And now she's in a lot of trouble. She's going to spend like 3 months to a year in jail and be fined $250,000 to $1,000. Yeah, Chad and Lori sharing a lawyer is a conflict of interest, according to Scott. Yeah, so with Melly, so you want your kids, but you don't go to court. Makes no sense. I know. What's interesting, though, is with Melanie, she doesn't show up to court, but in her lease agreement, she actually writes down her name and 4 children on her rental agreement. And she signed the agreement on the 28th of October, I believe, and the 22nd, she didn't show up to court. So what's that all about? I wonder how much, because I think Chad only had like 130,000 left, or 100 and some, 150, 180 from the 430,000 that he got. So I wonder if he's paid to help out a couple things. No, Melissa, you're right in a way, but not in a way. So when you said actually she leaked it one day early, she leaked it April 2nd and it was to be public knowledge on April 3rd. It was actually supposed to be a week later, but it was leaked on April 2nd, and then they decided to officially release it on April 3rd, but they were actually planning on doing it a week later. Okay, Maggie says Dawson Murray works at a jail where Lori is. That's Emma's brother-in-law. Okay, somebody was telling me that was Emma's husband. So it's Emma's brother-in-law. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. I'm writing that down. Why haven't we heard about big searches for Tylee and JJ? Good question. They were saying, though, they wanted to go to Yellowstone, the FBI. They want to do searches when the snow melted, but the snow is probably melted by now there, wouldn't it be? It's in Canada for the most part, so are they starting? I don't know. What is the age difference between Chad and Lori? Lori is 46. Chad Daybell, I believe, is 51. Yes, Pablo says Chad's daughter was making fun of a reporter. She was. She actually, the reporter's talking in front of Chad's house, and Emma comes driving up with, I'm assuming, her husband, and she's looking out the window and like making faces, like childish faces at the reporter. American Mama says, I don't want to bring up CV, but could Alex have died from COVID? Not likely. I know with all this shadiness, but it's something they may use an excuse. Well, I guess we'll see. Alyssa says, I have a screencast of Chad opening a GoFundMe for Lori's defense. I heard there was a couple GoFundMes, and a couple of them were fakies. Penny says, I'm coming in late to the party tonight, but I just wanted to say that I would sleep with one eye open if I were Ian. Yeah. I did see on Yellowstone National Park, there's a ton of people all year round there. How would they get her to go somewhere and do something? I mean, it's not impossible, but... Mark says Lori looks more like 56, hard living. Yeah, she's didn't have much of a hard life, though, from my understanding, well, in certain aspects, I guess. You're welcome, Melanie. I'm glad you're having fun. No, the search didn't say it was positive due to the virus. They were saying that they're waiting for the snow to melt. So I don't know now what happens. Probably now is best than ever if nobody's going in there and the FBI can go actually do a search. Maybe they are. Maybe they are. Oh, yeah. Ivy Rose says, was she really making fun of the reporter, though it's just making faces for TV? I don't know, but it was legit right behind her. So, I mean, at any rate, I don't know. It's not good. But maybe she's just sick of it too, right? Maybe she's just sick of reporters going there too. You never know. I'd like to know what's Emma's actually saying about her mom. One thing that one of the daughters said was to Julie Roche on the day that Tammy Daybell died, she said, my biggest fear is that my dad marries again. Also in my Amazon reviews, I write, where are the children, Chad? Who is Ian? Ian Pulowski is Melanie's new husband. And if you guys are wondering who's who at the zoo. I literally did a video on who everybody is. Lori, her husbands, the children, Lori's family. Emma is Chad's daughter. I don't know if Zulema has been interviewed yet. I'm not sure. When does Tammy's cause of death come out? We're still waiting on it. And no, I didn't see Tammy's autopsy report come out today. Am I lopsided on my... It looks like it, doesn't it? Oh, well, whatever, it's now. Let's see, Tammy... There's nothing yet. We'll know it, I'm sure. Moose50 says, just found the channel and I'm binge watching. Keep up the amazing content. Thank you so much. What do you guys want to see when it comes to Lori Vallow? I mean, like, what's something that actually is like, man, I wish I could just figure out that part or see it. Something maybe a little different. Yeah, so Lori's third husband is Joseph Ryan. Her fourth husband is Charles Vallow. Her fifth husband is Chad Daybell. Her first one, his name was Nelson Yanes or Nelson Yanes, was a high school sweetheart. They got married and they got divorced. And then there was William LaJoya. Some people are correcting me saying it's La Jolla, but when I looked it up and Googled it, it was Italian and said LaJoya. So I don't know. I heard that Zulema had cuddle parties, actually. Yeah, that's true. Zulema was told by law enforcement that she's not a suspect. Oh, Nelson was arrested in 2004 for insurance fraud. Wow. No, it's not, Valentina, it's not spelt like that. It's not spelt like that. It's Lagioia. It's different. So let me put that in there for you. So, like that. And when I Googled it, because it's not La Jolla. Yeah, so that's why I looked it up going, I've never seen like that. And then it said it was Italian. I really want you to dig in deeper in the Church of the Firstborn because they've been around for a long time. I found some info on Tapatalk. And it seems they were located, okay, I don't even know what that is. Tapatalk, but yeah, okay. Great idea. It seems like I need 10 years to learn this crazy religion that they are. Can I get Colby for an interview? I would love to have Colby on here. I would love to do an interview with Colby, and I would love to do an interview. I think the easiest ones that would say yes would be Larry and Kay Woodcock. I think that would be great. Oh, funny, Rose just said, have you tried to get Kay and Larry on your show? No. Last week was crazy. I was on Scott Reich's channel. Then I was also talking to Stephanie Harlow on the phone for 3 hours. So it was crazy last week, but super awesome. Abri asks, what I did before this. You know what? I wanted to be, when I was younger, I was actually going to go to law school to become a prosecutor. Life happened and I actually went into the health and fitness profession for a long time. And then I am back to my roots where I really wanted to be. Who knows where this would take me, but, you know, I wanted to do something more. Okay, so who is Colby's bio dad? Really, really great question. Here's the thing that I found. Okay, Colby Ryan was born April of, I feel like it was 1990. I'm not even going to say it because I can't even remember now. I think it was 1996, but he was born and Lori was married to husband number 2, William LaJoya, or whatever it is. And Lori gets married while she was already pregnant. Lori was pregnant like 3 months along. She gets married to William. 5.5 months later, Colby Ryan was born. But in the birth record, it has Colby as Colby Cox. It has Lori as Lori Noreen Cox. And the father was blank. So the weird thing is she'd be married to William. So why isn't William listed as the father? I wonder if there's some more there, right? And then they split up. William actually instigates this. He's like, okay, he files for divorce. And so does husband number 2, husband number 3, husband number 4, all file. And Joseph Ryan adopts Colby, and Colby is now Colby Ryan. But isn't that interesting? I wonder if she lied to William. Maybe she didn't even say that she was pregnant. And maybe, or maybe it's his, but why wouldn't you put him as the father? It's ridiculous. And Lori's maiden name is Cox, C-O-X. Jonathan, thank you. I'm glad you love my channel. You'd like to know where Lori and Chad were physically when Alex died, where Alex and Lori and Chad were when Tammy died. Okay, so Lori and Chad were in Hawaii when Alex died. And when Tammy died, that's a good question because all of them would have been in Rexburg. Singapore. Yeah, she is a mess. Linda, maybe you can have Lori's mom and sister on. That would be interesting. I don't know if they'll actually do that. According to Family Tree on Ancestry, Janice isn't Lori's mom. Are you sure? Because I was doing a tree on there. Oh, you guys are funny. Yeah, Natasha, you make a good point. Joseph Ryan's sister, who's Annie Cushing, said that they did an extensive investigation into Colby's claims, but they never went through with the charges because Colby's claims were inconsistent. Those were exact words. You're right. Those were. Did Lori set up Alex with his wife? Sounds like it, but I really don't know. Okay, deep dive on the family. Chad said Tammy was taken over by a dark spirit and had to die. Yes. And he said that she had to die for his plan to move forward, something along like that. It's a good question. I don't know why Alex took the last name. Something's going on with that. Maybe too close to comfort. He wanted to take her name. I don't know. I don't know. Crime TV said Tammy's autopsy is at the prosecution. They aren't releasing it yet. Okay, good. That's good that it's at that point, though, so we'll find out. And Alex's autopsy should be there next week. Thank you, Roya. Pamela says you're amazing and dead on balls accurate. Well, thank you. I try and do I do lots of research. I do my very best. I am human. Sometimes I make mistakes, but I do my very, very best. Do you guys want me to deep dive on the chart? She probably doesn't know who the dad of Colby is. She needs Maury. Could you imagine? Yeah, there we go. La Joya. So I'm saying it right. La Joya. Yay, I was right. Sometimes things come across and you're like, oh no, how am I gonna pronounce that? And I am a stickler about that. So then I'm going, okay, let's just Google it. Let's see where does this derive from? How do I say it? Survey says he is not the father. Good night, Kathy. Thank you. Matt Bond says, good luck understanding the chart. You will need to deep dive LDS and his twisted books. I wonder how that conversation started, though, to get her to ask him to do it. Can you do a deep dive on Letecia family? I've heard they are all crazy. Man, I could. I don't know how many people would want to see maybe the family, maybe. I need to get a couple of more information on that. Thanks, Sharon. Yeah, where's Tylee and where is JJ? And I think that's what Kay was talking about. Let me look at this. Because she was talking about his birthday coming up. JJ's birthday is on May 25th. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Maybe not. Did you guys also see this would have been a while ago, that letter? I mean, they did a lot. Chad and Lori did a lot of back and forth digitally, didn't they? Emails, fake emails. And now that we're learning more, I'm looking back at the email that Lori sent to Chad, but she said her name was Charles. And I'm just wondering, like, maybe that was for him to come out and kill. Like, maybe that was in code. That's a good question about Colby and Lori. They did seem to have an odd relationship, and it was something in Dateline that was said about how Lori, it was almost like a competition between Lori and Colby's wife. And there was mention that Lori treated Colby more like a boyfriend than a son, which I find that very interesting. Yes, I think Letecia was arrested. Letecia's sister was arrested, but I don't know exactly what went down, but I did hear about that the same day. It was domestic? Okay. Yeah, I was talking about earlier on the CBS special that's coming up on this Saturday, with Lori's mom and a sister, so it should be interesting. Any facts on Gannon's cause of death now or future? Nothing yet, Newton. We don't know yet. Obviously, we know that there was an autopsy, but there's nothing yet. So hopefully soon. Okay, deep dive on the chart. Am I going to live stream while watching the 48-hour special? I don't know, I might. You know what? I'm glad it's Saturday because I'm actually tomorrow going in for dental surgery. And this happened a couple weeks ago. I cracked my molar, didn't think it would get to this. I went to emergency dentist and he said, yeah, I'm going to send you to go get all your wisdom teeth out to an oral surgeon. And then today I went into my appointment and they're like, yeah, you're going for surgery tomorrow. So I was able to actually get my way out of it. I was actually, not out of it. I was able to just go, let's just do the top half, not the bottom. Christola, what are you saying? I'm not sure I understand what you're saying in the thing. So yeah, so anyways, tomorrow I get to go and get extracted teeth, which is oh so fun. Danica, no, I didn't see your question. Could you repeat that? Sounds serious. Lori and Chad have been excommunicated from the LDS Church. The LDS Church do not support anything they believe in. Yes, I understand that. I was in Rexburg when Lori lived there and everyone was in shock. Yeah. Ian was divorced from his wife Natalie in July 2019, and it was said that Melanie didn't meet Ian until mid-November. Thank you, Diana. Oh, yeah. Okay, no live stream of the special. Yeah, I understand that. I'd probably do it after to talk about it. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't have set nights right now that I'm on. I work around my hubby's schedule too, so that we can all figure that out because I have kids. So yeah, Stephanie, Scott, and you together once a month. Well, that'd be great to do a catch up. Matt Bond says, why can't I get excommunicated? George says, is your dentist appointment at 2:30? Get it? 2:30? No, in the morning. Honestly, I'm more afraid of the sedation than I am actually getting the teeth pulled. These are impacted on the bottom. These are actually sticking out. So I said to him, like, listen, I'm at the point where I'm just about to get a bottle of wine and a spool of thread and put it to the door jamb and then like get it out. So I really don't want that to happen. I don't want to go tomorrow. So tomorrow there probably won't be a video, but I'll do my best to get better and then keep going with that. Or I might maybe even do, well, probably not tomorrow, but I'll probably do a video where maybe you're not seeing me like you normally do, and I'll do something behind the scenes. We'll see how I feel. Oh, you just watched a video with Scott Reich today. That's awesome. I don't know. Princess Sarah says, do you think Alex maybe committed suicide because he was so messed up over something he did to the kids? In a sense, no. I don't think that's what happened. I don't think so. Only reason, because I'm thinking about the 911 call. Yeah, okay, back to the dental for a second. I've been legit in pain for 3 weeks. Like some nights are excruciating pain, and it's like, just take it out. Okay, this is funny. Everybody's asking me in my membership, they're saying, can you get Mr. Linda to videotape you? So of course, me in my quirky manner, I'm like saying to Mr. Linda, I'm like, you know what would be funny is if I got the lipstick out and it'd be like, this is me and Lori in jail while I'm half looped on the sedation. I don't want to go to sleep with the sedation. I don't. I'll tell them just give me a little bit, but that's it. Okay, defense attorney for Lori and Chad are requesting that county turns over autopsy report for Charles Vallows, Tammy Daybell, and Alex Cox, and the rest of the discovery was due to defense attorney too. Well, okay, that's the confusing thing, and I think we were talking about that, me and Scott, on his channel. This is about the missing children. Why are they asking for Tammy Daybell's autopsy if it's about the not producing the children, right? Thanks, Amy. Right? Isn't that, like, he even said that doesn't have anything to do with it. Ooh, popsicles. Anna says I would be down for Linda voiceover. Maybe. Mr. Linda needs to videotape you after you wake up so we can follow you home. Yes. Yeah, delay tactic. The picture of wax regarding Gannon, do you think it really was wax? I think it was wax on top. I don't think it started off as wax. $230. Yeah, out of all the lawyers in the world, they found the perfect one for them, didn't he? Or didn't they? Yeah, thank you. Patricia says, I love watching your sub number climb high. Each video, everybody's like, Linda, you gotta change the number. So we're at 58, we're almost at 59. Our family's growing. Will I be doing any other collabs with other true crime tubers like Stephanie Harlow? You know what? I would love to do some more collabs. I did my first one on Crime Talk on his channel. I'm going to have him on here, and I would love to do some more. And I'd also like to interview some people as well regarding the case, but I'd be careful on who I would. Yeah, Matt's right. Lori's lawyer doesn't have a clue about criminal defense. That was like 2.5 hours the other day. It's supposed to be like 15 minutes or something. Okay, another drink. Isabel says, listen, I listen to your video 2 and 3 times every night. I really enjoy the way you do your video. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Always trying to get better. I did see the colorized photo of Gannon. Yes, I did. Hopefully soon we would get it. Letecia's hearing is on June 5th and the 8th. They are going to give everything, they're going to give everything, basically lay it all down that they have enough evidence to go on. Michael Allen was saying that. Christola says, my son was sedated for dental surgery and he thought the moon was following us, 13 at the time, then looks at me and says he wants his mama. Oh, you guys, I don't want to go. But I'm in pain. I'm like, even tonight, I'm in severe pain. Caroline says, I'm new and trying to catch up. On the Lori Vallow case, I have tons of videos, and also on Gannon's. Good night, Susan. You mean the photo, the photo here or the photo about Gannon? That was from the affidavit, and there was a leaked photo. Again, why is there a leaked photo of his, a colored picture? I don't know, or who did it. Pamela says, what do you think about these psychics are saying? I've only heard of one person that people have been telling about. And she was quite detailed. I did listen to it. It was quite detailed. It was a couple hours long. But I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure. Apparently she was contacted by FBI or something, but I don't quote me on that. I just heard the 2-hour-long thing. Thanks, Diana. Could I interview the people who said they thought they saw Tylee at the concert? That's interesting, Maureen. Because I remember I did a video on that, about that. That would be interesting, wouldn't that? Oh yeah, Jody, it was pretty upsetting, absolutely. Thanks, Chrissy R. Thank you. Oh yeah, I have turmeric in here, Teresa. That's awesome. I did that. I was really sick in March. I was coughing all the time. It was like 3 weeks long, and I used a turmeric shot, which really helped. It had, what did it have? Turmeric, ginger root, garlic, orange juice, and raw honey, and it was amazing. Yes, I did announce that. There's a new person in the Evelyn Boswell case. They said because of COVID, they weren't doing much about it, so... Jules says, you know what popped into my head when I read Lori's sis died from diabetic complications, insulin given to healthy people and murders. That nurse, Elizabeth Wetlauer, and sick kids in the 80s. Huh. I don't know if I'll do Tiger King. I haven't even watched it yet. My husband saw a little bit of it. Mr. Linda saw a little bit, but thank you, Yenny. I did do a video on Dulce. Haven't seen anything new from that. Put the negative side of a magnet on your skin by the tooth and your pain will stop. Really? I have to try that. Deep dive the BITE model. Oh, I'm going to look that. Writing it down. Yes, Bree, me and Stephanie Harlow talked for 3 hours on the phone. We think a lot alike. And we chatted for a long time. I think we could do that for long, like even 3 more hours. Linda Allen says, I used to manage an oral surgery practice and the sedation is very safe, not to worry. I'm a Linda too. My hubby needs a Mr. Linda mug. Yeah, thanks for easing my mind because I'm really not looking forward to it. I'm super sensitive to medication, and even like if I get my anything with my teeth, me and my sister are the same, that we have to get an incredibly crazy amount of needles in order to freeze our face. It's really weird. One side is just really weird. So, yeah. I'm not going to a dentist. I'm going to an oral surgeon tomorrow. They told me today, like, so we have time tomorrow, and you're like, oh, no, yes. Yes, Cindy, I am. I forgot about that the Sherman murder, the couple, and they were posed. I forgot about them. I'm going to write them down. That's an interesting one I would like to dive into. Thank you so much for reminding me that. Pamela says, so would Tylee maybe try to at least call the jail to tell her mom what's going on? You know what? Like, she could be in the middle of a forest, right? I mean, far away. Yeah, no news on Vanessa. I don't know though. There's some crazy amount of comments, but there's nothing. One of the things. Good night, Jills. What was I gonna say? On the Vanessa Guillen. She's the missing soldier in Fort Hood that went missing just, 2 weeks ago now? And she was working in the armory. She's somehow at the parking lot, and now she's missing. And they can't find her. And there's another guy that was missing. Now, the funny thing, let's back up. Vanessa's sister had a conversation the night before, and they were talking about Vanessa getting a new car. And there's a guy that was missing, I think he was in August, September, something like that. He's missing from Fort Hood, and he had just bought a new car. And then I found there's another woman who actually died in the parking lot at Fort Hood last March. And there's no information. There is no information on this at all. It's just said that it may have been foul play, it may not have. No indication of what actually happened and if she actually died, like of what she died of. Off-grid Jack, I'm going to totally use the magnet. Thank you. Time zone, I'm in Mountain Standard Time. Cheryl, I've read that. I've read that discovery 3 times already. It's crazy. You know what? I don't know if there's any more new news, to be honest, on Vanessa. Like, I've been working on these other ones. I did know up until a point there wasn't. There was a ping, and then I haven't gotten any more new news, but doesn't mean there isn't. So I'll have to look at it. Rose says, thank you for doing a video on the Delphi murders. Yes. That one has my heart there. Those 2 girls, and the guy's still out there. I just don't like it. As of everybody else too. Good night, Garnet of January. Yeah, the line says, I think you might be underestimating your recovery time. The dentist did say, or the surgeon said today, that because it's the top 2 that they're already out, it should only be like 3 to 5 days. I'll start feeling better, but tomorrow I'm definitely not going to feel good. But the bottom is impacted. They're still lying underneath the gums. And so I was like, no, we won't touch the bottom ones. Forget it. Let's just do the one that hurts and the one that comes out. So. There's been a GoFundMe set up for Vanessa. Okay, I'm wondering if I can even chat with her sister, maybe. It's some strange things happening at Fort Hood, isn't there? I'm going to probably give it another, 5-10 minutes, and then I'm going to have to go. But I love chatting with you guys, so it's great. We still have 1,400 people in here. Hello. Oh, Danica, good question. You said, do you think Lori cheated on her second husband with Joseph, her third husband, and that's why Joseph adopted Colby? It was a couple-year gap, actually, so I don't think so. Yeah, Fort Hood is very strange. There's a whole list of people going missing, getting killed. Laura says, what about the white car behind Alex's truck at Yellowstone? Was it Melanie's car? I don't know. I haven't even heard about that. I would love to know more. Oh, have fun at work, Christy. As much as you can at work. Angela, it was the one that was the channel that was recommended to me was like Reverend Serafina something or that. That was the one that she did on Tylee. I don't remember the full name. Yes, Sandy, I did mention that tonight, that there is a person of interest in the Evelyn Boswell case, but they didn't say anything, the name yet. No, well, it's a conflict of interest for Lori and Chad to have the same lawyer, but I don't even know if anything's going to come of that, to be honest. I think they're purposely doing a few things or something's going on. Lori's mom is going to be on that special 48 hours, and I don't know about the dad too much, but I will, Diane. Killer Colonel Russell Williams? Huh. Write that down. Some strange things going on for sure. I don't know who Harley's staying with, no. I think last I heard she was in South Carolina. I don't know if the priest that knows or that married Lori and Chad, I know they're in the witness list. I don't know how well they knew him, but oh, Carla missed it. Where I'm going to get surgery on my wisdom molars tomorrow. They're yanking them out. I cracked my tooth. I've been in pain for 3 weeks. And so they referred me to an oral surgeon, and I get to go tomorrow morning and get sedation and get my teeth ripped out. It was either that or I was going to get a bottle of wine and some string and a door and take it out myself. Did Tammy know about Chad's cult? She knew quite a bit. Well, I'd rather give birth than get my teeth out, or than having teeth pain. I'd rather give birth. I don't want sedation. They're saying to go to these surgeons that I have to, or they recommend it, or I don't know. Do we know who Colby's real father is? No, because on his birth record, there's no name on it. It just says Colby Cox. It's a super moon Thursday? Oh dear. It's going to be crazy tomorrow. There's going to be all kinds of crazy things happening. Colby is Lori Vallow's son. He's actually Colby Ryan, but when he was born on the birth record, it was Colby Cox. Thank you, Newton. Thank you. Have a good one. Flower supermoon. Huh. You guys are on it. You know all kinds of great stuff. Thank you, Run Amok Girl. Okay, Ivy Rose, you're lucky that you weren't born without wisdom teeth. Mine never came out until 2 years ago, the top ones, and then they made a mess of things. Now on the bottom, they haven't done a thing. They're just hanging out underneath the gums. And I just said, no, I don't want to touch those right now, not with everything going on. It's already like crazy to get in there. No. Yeah, oral surgery is only painful when you pay for it. We have a dental plan. Otherwise, it would have cost $1,925. And I think $1,200 of that's for the sedation. It's crazy. A photo was released a few weeks ago. In the photo, you can make out two figures. Looks like Alex Cox wearing a black top. Second figure looks like JJ standing on a cliff. Where was that? Laura, can you send me that at my email at itsacrimeandashame@gmail.com? We haven't really heard from Zulema, and apparently she's not part of an investigation of anything. Well, hopefully I don't look like a chipmunk. Or maybe come on here and it'll be fun. I could do skits. A man from Boise disappeared a couple weeks ago. I think the wife killed him. No emotion in an interview. Interesting. Zulema wasn't on the chart. Nope. Alex, yeah, okay, I knew Alex's truck, but I didn't know about the white car. Where do I find that? Yeah, second husband is Colby's dad, William LaJoya. Yeah, the birth record for Colby says last name Cox, Colby Cox, and then it says Lori Noreen Cox, not LaJoya. And she was married at the time. She was pregnant and got married at 3 months, like pregnant. I don't know if William knew that, but Mimi, I don't know about that. I don't know. Sorry, not sorry, right? Yeah, Joseph Ryan adopted Colby. Will I be writing any books about? You never know. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll write a book one day. Mr. Linda needs to tape you while you're on the good stuff. I can't even tell you how many people have said this. You guys really want to see me like that? That's hilarious. I don't even know how I'm going to act. Be like, today I'm playing the role of Lori Vallow. $50,000 implant cost. Wow. Okay, we're going to do it 2 more minutes, guys, because my mouth is starting to really bug me. I don't know if Tylee was super into their beliefs. Maybe not. Maybe that's why she's missing. I don't know. It's so hard to... How do you understand a religion that's a made-up one? You know? Thanks, Alyssa. Yeah, I'd like to know about that photo too from the Yellowstone with that. Hi, Kimberly. Oh, a photo turned in by a tourist, but where do we find it? Maria says, I've sent you an email about some information on Letecia that an anonymous person said. I wanted your take on it. Okay, thank you. I'll take a look. Thanks, Maggie. Ooh. All right. I think we're going to do a little bit of a wind down. Oh, yeah. And Jules, you're in Ontario? Wow. Do my Lori lipstick again. Maybe tomorrow. Thank you, Erin. Maybe I could be teleported into some beach while I'm getting my surgery done. Wouldn't that be something? New merchandise news. Yeah, I'm going to have a couple of new designs. And I'm doing more emojis in our membership. The membership's really, really fun. We're out there. We do deep dives. We do Zoom calls. We do posts and polls and all kinds of things. So it's just getting going. We're having a good time. Oh, yeah, Pablo, I'd be super appreciative if you can send that to me. Let me just put in my email again if you haven't already seen that. I'll do that. Oh yeah, ice packs. I've been doing all kinds of things. Advil's not working. Like I'm hurt. Thanks, Dawn. I've done salt water, like I've done Himalayan salt. I found an article asking the public for photos people may have taken of them at Yellowstone, but that's all in my quick Google search. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to get going, you guys. It's so great. We still have 1,200 people on here. I'd love to keep chatting because I really enjoy it, but I think it's time for me to rest my mouth because I could keep talking and get worse. And tomorrow morning, I'll be off to my surgery. So there probably won't be a video tomorrow morning or tomorrow, but we'll see what I'll do instead. I don't know. And then hopefully by Friday, I'll feel a little bit better. Maybe I'll do something where I'm not showing on camera, but maybe I can, I'll come up with something. I don't not want to put out a video. Mr. Linda will put out a video. Oh, that'll be interesting. Maybe we could put Mr. Linda on. That's funny. He probably would too. No, I don't know if he would or not. Like, okay, Mr. Linda, this is what you need to say. Let's get into it. So, well, no chipmunk cheeks on cam. I don't know. We don't want me to talk about Letecia or the doorbells. Oh, could you imagine if he got on here? What would happen? People, all of a sudden I get emails, something's wrong with your channel. There's some weird dude on here. Maybe we could do something where he talks about the from a paramedic's point of view on some of them. You never know. We could figure it out. You could just hear me in the background and he'll be on. You're like, that guy sounds like Linda so much. Magnets, yes, magnets. I'm gonna try the magnets. I think Gina says I think you're gonna talk about Eduardo after your surgery. I might. The poor, could you imagine the surgeon? I'm talking about all these true crimes and solving the crimes. And he's like, what is up with this woman? You guys are funny. Mr. Linda's likes crime. You know what's interesting is he'll come home and he'll watch me he'll watch my videos instead of even, I'm like, why are you watching my videos? You could just talk to me. He's like, I really like it. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for being with me. We still have over 1,000 people, 1,100 people in here. Thank you so much for spending your Wednesday night with me. I super appreciate you. Maybe I'll do another little extra live or something after. We'll see. And if you want to see any of my videos, obviously you can go to the playlists. If you are interested, obviously, let me see. Do I have it? Yeah, I have Lori Vallow playlist in here and Gannon Stauch. Also, if you're curious about the membership, I highly recommend it. People are having fun in there. It's a lot of fun. It's different. And also, my merch there's more coming and more emojis for everybody to play with. It's fun. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.